The reason the dog kept barking in front of the coffin, miracle no one could have imagined happened. A loyal German shepherd named Max stood frozen in the quiet church, his deep brown eyes locked on a polished wooden coffin at the altar, his low, insistent barks piercing the somber air. It was a small-town funeral, the kind where everyone knows everyone, and the mourners dressed in black exchanged uneasy glances. Why was Max, the beloved pet of the late Mr. Thompson, so unsettled? The pastor paused mid-eulogy, and whispers rippled through the pews. Something about the dog's relentless focus felt more than grief. It felt like a message. As the organ's soft hum faded, Max's barks grew sharper, almost desperate, pulling everyone into a mystery that no one could ignore. The scene unfolded in Willow Creek, a tight-knit community nestled among rolling hills, where Mr. Thompson, a retired schoolteacher, had been a pillar for decades. Max, with his sleek black and tan coat and alert ears, had been his shadow, trailing him on morning walks through the town's oak-lined streets. When Mr. Thompson passed suddenly at 68 from a heart attack, the town grieved deeply, and Max seemed to carry the weight most of all. Now inside the church, with sunlight streaming through stained glass windows casting colorful patterns, Max's behavior was more than odd. It was haunting. The family had brought him to the service, expecting quiet mourning. But his barks suggested something else. Was it loyalty, confusion, or something no one dared to guess? As the mourners shifted uncomfortably, Sarah, Mr. Thompson's adult daughter, stepped forward. With her auburn hair pulled back and green eyes glistening with tears, she knelt beside Max, stroking his fur to calm him. Sarah, a veterinarian, known for her calm under pressure, sensed the dog's distress was purposeful. Studies on canine behavior show dogs can detect subtle environmental cues, changes in scent, sound, or even human physiology that humans miss. Max's nose twitched, his body tense, as if he sensed something beyond the coffin's polished surface. Sarah whispered to him, her voice steady but curious. "What is it, boy?" The crowd leaned in, caught in the suspense of an unanswered question, their hearts tugged by the bond between dog and owner, even in death. The church's heavy silence amplified every sound. Max's low growls, the creak of pews, the faint rustle of hymn. Sarah's mind raced, recalling how Max had once alerted her to a gas leak in her father's home, his barks saving them from disaster. Dogs, research confirms, process emotions like grief and loyalty through heightened sensory awareness, often reacting to stimuli we overlook. Was Max sensing something now? The coffin, closed per tradition, held her father's body, or so they thought. A chill ran through Sarah as a wild thought struck. What if something was wrong? She hesitated, knowing a public scene could embarrass her family, but Max's unwavering focus pushed her forward. She stood, addressing the pastor softly. "Can we check something?" Gasps filled the room. Opening a coffin mid-service was unthinkable, yet Max's barks grew more urgent, as if pleading. The pastor, a kind-eyed man with silver hair, nodded reluctantly, sensing the weight of the moment. Sarah, joined by her brother Tom, approached the coffin, their hands trembling. Psychological suspense thrives on uncertainty, and here it was palpable. Every mourner held their breath, caught in the loop of wondering what Max knew. As Tom lifted the lid, a faint rhythmic sound emerged, almost imperceptible at first. It wasn't the organ or the wind, it was breathing. The crowd froze, eyes wide, as Sarah peered inside, her heart pounding like a drum. Inside the coffin lay Mr. Thompson, or so it appeared, but his chest rose faintly, impossibly. A collective gasp erupted as Sarah pressed her fingers to his neck, finding a weak pulse. "He's alive!" she shouted, her voice breaking with shock and hope. The church exploded into chaos. People rushed forward, some crying, others dialing for help. Max, now silent, sat back, his job done. Paramedics arrived swiftly, confirming Miss Thompson was in a rare state of catalepsy, a condition where the body mimics death, slowing heart rate and breathing to near undetectable levels. Medical journals note such cases, though they're vanishingly rare, often misdiagnosed in rushed examination. Max, with his acute senses, had detected what no human could. As paramedics worked to stabilize Mr. Thompson, the emotional weight hit Sarah like a wave. She hugged Max, tears streaming, whispering gratitude for his stubborn loyalty. The mourners, still reeling, began to process the miracle. Psychological studies highlight how animals can anchor us in crisis, their instincts cutting through human denial. Max's barks weren't just noise. They were a lifeline, a testament to the bond forged over years of walks, shared silences, and unspoken trust. But the story wasn't over. As Mr. Thompson was rushed to the hospital, questions lingered. How had this happened? And what did it mean for the town? At the hospital, doctors worked tirelessly, marveling at the odds. Catalepsy, they explained, could be triggered by extreme stress or underlying conditions, and Miss Thompson's heart condition likely played a role. He stabilized, waking hours later to a room filled with family, and Max, who'd been allowed a special visit. The dog's tail wagged furiously, his brown eyes bright with recognition. Sarah, sitting by her father's bedside, reflected on the day's whirlwind. The near loss taught her to trust instincts, both human and canine. Research shows that such moments of crisis can spark post-traumatic growth, where survivors and witnesses find renewed purpose. For Sarah, it deepened her commitment to veterinary work, especially in training service dogs. Back in Willow Creek, the story spread like wildfire. Max became a local legend, his picture pinned in coffee shops and shared on. The town rallied, organizing fundraisers for animal shelters and awareness campaigns about medical misdiagnosis. Psychologically, the event fostered community resilience, proving how shared miracles can unite people. Sarah began speaking at schools, using Max's story to teach kids about empathy and observation, emphasizing how animals sense what we miss. Her talks, grounded in behavioral science, inspired others to pay closer attention to their pets' cues, potentially saving lives. But a shadow lingered. The hospital revealed Mr. Thompson's condition was fragile. The catalepsy had strained his heart further. Sarah grappled with the bittersweet truth. Max's miracle had given them time, but not forever. This tension, joy laced with impermanence, mirrors life's complexity. Psychologists note that facing mortality can sharpen gratitude, and Sarah leaned into this, cherishing every moment with her father. Max, ever loyal, stayed by his side, a living reminder of the day love and instinct defied death. The church, once a place of grief, became a symbol of hope. Townsfolk began leaving flowers at the altar, not for mourning but for celebration. Max's story taught them to listen to animals, to intuition, to each other. Educational value emerged in unexpected ways. Local vets offered free workshops on pet behavior, and the fire department trained with canine units, inspired by Max's alertness. Emotionally, the town found healing in collective awe, a reminder that miracles, however fleeting, reshape perspective. As weeks passed, Mr. Thompson grew stronger, walking with Max again through Willow Creek streets, now alive with autumn's golden hues. Sarah watched, her heart full yet heavy, knowing each day was a gift. Psychological research on gratitude shows it reduces stress and fosters connection, and Sarah embodied this, organizing community walks with Max leading the way. The dog, once just a pet, became a beacon of resilience, proving that loyalty can shift destiny. This story, Max's barks, the Coffin's secret, the miracle unveiled, offers more than drama. It's a call to notice the subtle, to trust the unspoken, to embrace the bonds that ground us. When life feels heavy, look to the Maxes in your world, the quiet guardians who sense what we cannot. Their signals might just lead to miracles you never imagined, reminding you that even in the shadow of loss, hope can bark louder.